Hey guys, Super Rugby Pacific round 15 is complete. In this video, we recap all of the fantasy Super Rugby action. And yeah, this week it was all about the Chiefs, man. Like, I don't know if anyone saw this coming. I thought the Chiefs would win and even win kind of comfortably, but man, 85 points to 7. I did not see a blowout of that magnitude coming at all. And yeah, if you look at this top dozen or so players, it has a real Chiefsy look to it. The top 4 slots all taken out by the Chiefs. Ratama topping it at 115. Even DMAC getting 85 points, but still the 4th highest on the list. And if you just keep scrolling down, like, it's still just more and more Chiefs. If you had any Chiefs this week, you were doing gangbusters. Unless you had Nadawa, if you were really unlucky, that would suck. He got injured and went off early. But for me, this week, the matchup I really liked, it was the Crusaders over the Highlanders in Christchurch. A sellout, Crusaders competing for the top spot. And man, it was just a total bust. 15 points to 12, only a 3-point margin. And the worst thing was the Crusaders, they had no ball the whole game as well. They spent the whole game just defending, tackling, and that is just the worst case scenario for fantasy. Like, if you scroll down the top players, their top players is a prop on 45 points and then another 4. There's no backs until you get to 29 points. That's their highest score in back. Who I triple captained this week, as you can see, Sevu Reece, 87 points, tripling up on that 29. So yeah, pretty disastrous for me, picking up 3 Crusaders backs this week. And what was actually the worst matchup for fantasy points, like Reds and Hurricanes. You know, I thought this game would be close, and it was. I was worried it might be a bit of an arm wrestle, but no, it was a very open running game, good for points on both sides. And even with the Force and the Waratahs, I mean, pretty poor weather here. Not exactly open and running, but even they rated a lot higher than Crusaders. Both their O'Reilly and Lancaster showing up near the top here. Hamish Stewart in the midfield getting 77. Like, yeah, Crusaders were actually just a complete bust this week. But if we jump into it position by position, we'll start with the back 3. And yeah, Carter Stevenson topping it out. Got a couple of Highlanders here as well. Tavatava Nawai, he's very consistent, but doesn't often bust 50 points. But he did this game, getting a 58-point haul. Jonah Lowe not far behind him as well. Yeah, the Waratahs back 3. Wouldn't expect them to do so well in such wet weather there, but no, they went great. Kind of surprisingly, Hurricanes outside backs not rating super high. Ruben Love, Finiang Anofo, 50 points, not so bad, but in the context of this week, not that great. Reds players kind of in the mix as well. Dalguna with a 51, Jock Campbell with a 40. Dalguna, he was actually back on the wing this week instead of playing in the centres, and yeah, you can see he really benefited from it this game, and I think he's a guy to keep in your mind going into next week when the Reds do take on the Endura at home. And Endura really got nothing to play for. They have been quite poor away from home. And yeah, this could be an opportunity for fantasy players to get points here. The Reds, they'd still have to win and win well to stay in the top 6. They're not actually safe. So yeah, they're going to be gunning for the Endura. They'll want to run over them. And yeah, the outside backs are well positioned to do that. If we look in the midfield now, yeah, Billy Proctor topping the list, 83 points. Like, man, he kind of stumbled last week again in that banana skin game against the Highlanders, which is very close, but 1 week later, he's straight back into it, 83 points, his highest score of the tournament from when he came off the bench. And yeah, I mean, he really is like a must pick. Like, I had him this week, but everybody has him, even though it only says selected by 16%. That's probably anybody that's left. The Chiefs players, Rona and Tupaia, yeah, unsurprisingly with how things played out, they did pretty well, although possibly they could have got even more with the amount of tries that were being scored. The other picks I liked were Enna and Havili. And yeah, like we talked about it earlier, the Crusaders' back's just a real total bust for this game. Like there was just absolutely nothing going for them whatsoever. Interesting to see Hamish Stewart so high as well. 77 points with 1 try. Not really a guy that's ever been on my radar. And looking at his history, looks like a bit of an anomaly, so doesn't really shift the needle for me. Now looking at the fly halves, in my best picks video, I said this was a 3-horse race with D-Mac, Rayhana and Harkin, and I really was backing the Crusaders this round, so I rated Rayhana quite highly. I said he would be, you know, you should be considering him on par with D-Mac. He was a legitimate option, but because he looked good against the Waratahs last week, but yeah, again, like just suffering in that matchup, got nothing going. And I'm not sure what happened to Harkin. I mean, I watched this game, but I don't remember him going off early. But I mean, someone correct me if I'm wrong. These stats make it look like he did go off early. I don't remember that happening at all, unless he just had a really quiet game in terms of fantasy. And of course, I mean, we always knew D-Mac was going to be good, and he's always like that safe option for your captain as well. He's both safe, but has that really high upside potential. And yeah, the way that game played out, we can see he delivered on it. Tan Robinson, definitely a surprise for me here. 38 points. And yeah, it doesn't really change the arithmetic around him, I don't think. But nothing else really going on in the rest of these slots. And moving on to halfbacks, I was definitely locked in on Roygaard this week. Ratama was actually my second pick, but yeah, I never expected the Chiefs to blow Moana out this hard, but he was the top scoring player of the round. Tate McDermott doing pretty well as well, though. Because I thought it could potentially be an arm wrestle with the Hurricanes, but no, like he got his 2 tries and had a really good game, and wasn't expecting Fakatava up this high as well. But yeah, again, the Highlanders just had so much ball in that game. It was the same as when they played the Crusaders down in Dunedin. Highlanders had all the ball, but I mean, at least then the Crusaders, they put them away by 33 points, whereas here it was only 3 points at home in the same situation. So yeah, just did not see that coming. And with the loose forwards, again here, some sort of surprising results. Zano, he was up there or thereabouts like we knew he would be, did get his 1 try, but yeah, Joe Bryle at the top, pretty handy player, but hasn't been a big scorer this year. Did get a try this game though, really pushed him up there. And yeah, Simon Parker as well. Didn't get a try, earned his 46 points just through pure graft, but otherwise pretty low scoring around 4 back rowers in general. No one really going crazy. Tom Christie did pretty well just because Crusaders were on defense so much. That's where players like him can shine. A couple of turnovers, 1 million tackles. So that's a pretty good effort from him. Has had a good few weeks. The other back rowers I rated this week: Wilson, McWright, Gleeson, Jacobson. Obviously Artie as well, and Failangi. Like, yeah, after last week, Artie was looking like a must pick, but yeah, they just got so destroyed. Artie actually got subbed off. Like, they just gave up on the game and took him off to protect them for next week, because that's just how bad it was. And that just made things go bad to worse as well. Like, if you're on that pitch saying Artie go off, you know it's over. And yeah, if it's possible to give up any more than they're given up, well, I mean, we saw it is possible, because yeah, things absolutely went from bad to worse. Harry Wilson only getting 32 in his return. Did actually play out the full game as well, which kind of surprised me. I thought he might get subbed after such a long layoff. Wallace Satiti really not getting a lot going. Like, he hasn't posted a big score at all since his return. And McWright all the way down on 23 points as well. Looking at the locks, nothing particularly interesting here. The Force boys, as usual, hanging out around the top. Vaihi taking up the top spot. I believe he did get a try. So yeah, nothing interesting happening here. And with the hookers, again, some kind of surprising results here. My top picks were Taylor, Poraki, and Asiata. Aziata doing pretty well, taking out that second spot. Taukiaho taking out the top spot with 50. He did get a try, I believe, which really pushed him up there. But yeah, Taylor very far down, and Parecki only getting 18 points. He did come off kind of early for Vailanu. But yeah, Taukiaho, I don't know. I wanted to like him. I picked him a lot this year, but he never really has racked up huge scores. And even now, just getting a score with a try, I don't think it's that amazing, to be honest. And with the props, nothing interesting happening. Williams and Bowers taking out the top spot. Was a lot of scrums where the Crusaders were doing pretty well, and being on defense, there was a lot of tackles to be made as well. Tamaiti also got that try, but we look at Bauer, yeah, 16 tackles, 12 for scrums, so that's where the points came in. Really nothing happening of interest for any other prop this week. Anyway, that's enough for the players. Let's jump over to the league and have a look at your guys' teams. And top score for the round is in fact Hoki on 748 points. Pretty high scoring around here. I don't know if it's because people are using boosters or just, you know, people who got a piece of those Chiefs. And if we have a look at Hoki's team, okay, yeah, we got Chiefs and Hurricanes. Had the DMAC captain, always a great choice. Worked out this time. Had Love and Proctor, Rona, Carter and Reese. So yeah, got a good piece of the Chiefs action here. Nothing too interesting in the back row. Opted for McWright over Wilson. Didn't make much difference in the end. Had Vai as well, top scoring lock. That's always great. And one of the force locks. Can't do any better than that in the locks. And then up front, went for the Almore pick. Kind of interesting, along with Robertson and Saita Ufa'o, who, yeah, really didn't get anything going this week. But do always like to see that pick. Like, you know, he does have that power close to the line, even though it wasn't relevant this game. Second place, Ols Derbs, 732 points. Oh damn, had the Nadawa pick. That hurts, man. That really hurts. Like, this is why we need a bench in this game, because that's the thing that sucks the most about this fantasy competition, is when you guys get injured before the game or even just really early on in the game. Like, it just yeah, it can just ruin your week, and there's nothing you can do about it. But it happens. It does happen to everybody. And yeah, like old Derbs, he knew what was coming. He went for the triple chief stack in the outside backs, and yeah, he obviously had an inkling of what was coming, that the Chiefs were going to romp home against the Moana, which was exactly right. So yeah, made the right play here. Had the DMAC captain, had Proctor as well. Went for Haveli in the midfield, didn't pay off. So he obviously liked Crusaders to some degree. Went for the cannon pick, kind of interesting. Cody Taylor up front as well. So yeah, as you can see, like, that's what you had to do this week. You had to know the Chiefs were really going to turn it on, and that was the secret. Anus Tart doing pretty well at 718. Carter Stevenson Reese, so yep, had the clue in on the Chiefs going well. Went for a Satiti pick, pretty interesting there. Didn't pay off. Also had Cullen Grace as well. I went for Cullen Grace just because I thought the Crusaders would do well, and just that he wouldn't get subbed either. But as it turned out, it didn't matter. He got a terrible score. Laker Luca in fourth place. Someone who's often been near the top every round, and yeah, looks like this is the double booster here, DMAC and Reese. So that's not so bad. At least it wasn't the triple like me, which would have been disastrous. But yeah, unfortunately, if it had gone pretty much anywhere else, you would have done a lot better. Except Radamai Tavuki Neepkins, who, you know, was kind of quiet that game. But yeah, whether it was on Proctor, Stevenson, anyone, it would have been a lot better. Made a big difference to your prospects chasing that top spot up here on 9100 points. You got to be pretty high up there on the overall leaderboard. Get Snowy 5th place. What have we got here? A Harry Potter pick. I went for Harry Potter this week as well. Didn't get the opportunity to change him out. Because, yeah, there was word that the rain might be coming in. And actually, I think we have a triple captain here on DMAX. So, yeah, I mean, definitely, even though DMAC wasn't the top scorer this round, I mean, you got to look at it and the overall competition context, right? Because you only get one chance to use it through the season. And of course, you want to stick it on the best option for that round. But like, I think if you stick it on anybody who's getting 80 plus, you've done really, really well. So yeah, you should absolutely be stoked with that one. Not a lot else going on in this team though. Not getting any big scorers in the back three, and otherwise everything looking like pretty standard picks. Mud Tracker 6th spot, 692 points. So yeah, we're really getting a bit of drop off in the points here as we get down to 6th place. Had Leroy Carter though. I did mention in my best picks video, Leroy Carter, he was my favorite out of the Chiefs back three, and didn't get ahead of Ratima. We got the same amount of tries. They both got 3 tries, but Ratima, he ended up with a lot of try assists, I believe, just being in that sort of playmaker position. And yeah, going with a few people going with the love pick, which yeah, really worked out pretty well. And went for Ollie Norris. Always like to see a slightly different pick somewhere. And Cal 7. We should check where Cal is on the overall leaderboard. He was rank 1 before this week, I believe. And yeah, went for the captain DMAC, Harry Potter, Stevenson, and Severy Reese. Stevenson pick. Yeah, gotta be happy to have that one. Adi Tizano, Harry Wilson, pretty common back row. Proctor and Havili. I mean, yeah, everyone had Proctor, but quite a lot of variation in who people went for their second midfielder. Richie Asiata as well for the hooker pick, which did turn out to be a good pick. Bill Baggs, 8th place, had the Talkiako pick in hooker. That's cool. Also had a McDermott pick in the halves. Yeah, not going for Roygaard. Like, that obviously worked out super well this week, but yeah, not even being capped out on Hurricanes, going for McDermott over Roygaard. This guy, Bill Baggs, he knew something we didn't, because that was a huge play that absolutely paid off massively. And that's really what's carried his team. Not a lot going on elsewhere. Ruben Love doing the work in the outside backs. 9th place, Monsters. Had the Leroy Carter pick. Went for the double Chiefs midfield to Paya and Rona. Had McNichol and Severy Reese like I did. I wish I went for Leroy Carter for my third outside back in Harry Potter though. And yeah, pretty standard stuff everywhere else. We'll look at one more. GT ADR. Stevenson, Reese, Harry Potter. Went for Enor as a second midfielder. Captain DMAC. And yeah, Wallace Satiti pick. Frontal Holland in the locks. Cullen Grace as well. And a Cody Taylor picker at hooker. So yeah, that's sort of what you'd expect to see at this stage of the leaderboard. Just having a look at the overall leaderboard for the entire competition. Looks like our guy Cal 7, he is still at the top of the league. Gap might have closed a little bit. He's ahead by less than 100 points, but still a pretty handy lead going into the last round. As long as you don't have a shocker, you should be coming out on top. And if we look at Comms Talks Rugby in second place, looks like he used his dual captain booster. Used it on Severy Reese, so yeah, really did not work out this week. And I don't know if you still got a booster left, Cal, or if any of these guys have a booster left, but yeah, I mean, third place still quite far behind, almost a couple hundred points. So yeah, I mean, Cal should take it unless one of these guys has like a triple captain and really nails it. So good on you, Cal. Hope you get there. Anyway, guys, that'll do it for the recap this week. Hopefully your picks went well. Hopefully I didn't sink your picks with my recommending of the Crusaders or going big on the Crusaders. That was really the worst option this week, unfortunately. We're really getting down to the business end of the season now. There is only one more week left, one more week of picks. So yeah, you gotta throw everything at it to get in front of whoever's in front of you in your leagues. If you got any boosters, you got to be ready to use them. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your week, guys, and I'll catch you on Thursday for the next and the final best picks video. See you then.